Have you ever been in a library so quiet it feels like someone's watching you? That's how it started for me. A peaceful night, staying late to finish a paper. But the silence wasn't just silence. It was hiding something. Something I wish I hadn't discovered. Stay with me, because this story will make you think twice about those quiet corners. It was the final week of exams, and the library was open 24/7. Most students had gone home for the night, but I stayed behind, determined to finish a research paper. The main floor lights were dimmed, leaving only the study lamps on, casting long shadows across the wooden desks and towering bookshelves. As I typed away, the stillness of the library began to feel oppressive. Every sound, the hum of the air conditioning, the creak of the old floorboards, seemed unnaturally loud. I brushed it off, thinking it was just my nerves. Then it started. A book fell from one of the shelves a few rows away. The sharp thud jolted me from my focus. I walked over to put it back, but the aisle was empty. The book was a dusty, leather-bound volume with no title on the cover. The pages were blank. I placed it back on the shelf, only to hear a faint whisper behind me. It wasn't clear, more like a breathy murmur of words I couldn't understand. I froze, listening, but the sound stopped as quickly as it had started. I convinced myself it was just my imagination and went back to my desk. But the whispers didn't stop. Every few minutes, I'd hear them again, coming from different aisles. At one point, I thought I heard my name. I tried to focus on my paper, but my hands were shaking too much to type. Then the clock struck midnight. The massive grandfather clock near the entrance chimed loudly, making me jump. The only problem? That clock hadn't worked in years. Its hands were stuck at 3:15 when I arrived, and yet it was now tolling as if it were brand new. I decided I'd had enough and packed up to leave. But as I passed the aisles on my way out, I noticed something chilling. The leather-bound book was now lying on the center table, open. Its once blank pages were now filled with handwritten text. Curiosity got the better of me. I leaned in to read, and my blood ran cold. The words detailed the disappearance of a librarian in the 1800s, a woman who reportedly vanished while working late one night. The last entry read, "If you hear the whispers, it's already too late." At that moment, I felt a cold breath on my neck. I spun around, but no one was there. The air felt heavy, like someone was standing just out of sight. I grabbed my bag and ran out of the library, leaving the book behind. The next day, I asked a librarian about the clock and the leather-bound book. She gave me a confused look. The clock, she said, hadn't worked in decades, and there was no such book in the library's catalogue. To this day, I can still hear those whispers when I think about that night. And I haven't stepped foot in that library after dark since. Some say libraries are gateways to knowledge, but on nights like that one, I believe they're gateways to something far darker. So the next time you find yourself alone in a quiet library, remember, silence isn't always empty.